We are now joined via phone by UFC analyst Brian Stann, who's a fighter, also a teammate of Jones. And I was shocked, Brian, when I first heard the news. What about you?
You know, I certainly was as well. And, you know, the first priority is that Jon and his family, specifically Jon, get the help he needs. And I know that is the UFC's #1 priority. And glad to see that he's already checked into a treatment facility. He's got 3 beautiful daughters and a fiancée, Jessie, who I've had the privilege to meet. And I'm glad to hear that news immediately following this breaking news. That's so unfortunate.
He just came off that big win in UFC 182 over Daniel Cormier. Does this taint that victory in any way in your eyes?
You know, in my eyes, as an analyst and seeing that it's out of competition, no. You know, I don't think there's a whole lot of performance enhancements. You know, cocaine could be, and obviously he didn't take it right before the fight. I think, you know, obviously this is going to hurt his image and a lot of the other things that he has going on outside of the octagon, you know, for his brand. But, you know, this is an opportunity for him to do what's best for him and his family right now. That's #1 priority. And knowing Jon personally, I don't think there's anything this kid can't overcome. He's still very young. And I remember the first day he walked into the gym in Albuquerque. He was a young, extraordinarily energetic kid. I mean, barely old enough to drink, who had more athletic tools at his disposal than any fighter I'd ever known. And because of that, he was immediately spotlighted, and there were always people trying to come into his life for their own personal gain. And that's really difficult when you're young. And you do your...
And Brian, I know you know him like no other because you were a teammate of his, but out there he's a very not light figure when it comes to UFC fans out there. You talk about his image. What do you think this positive test will do for that image, and how does he overcome that?
You know, it's going to be difficult. It's certainly going to be a negative swing for his image, really at a point where after the fight, he did some interviews where I thought a lot of people really came around and saw the real side of Jon Jones, and people really started talking and saying, hey, give the guy a break. You know, he doesn't have to be perfect. He can be a little mean. And so I think this swings the pendulum a little bit back in the opposite direction, and he's going to get criticized. And he's going to have to take this one on the chest. But first and foremost, he's got to worry about himself and his family. But look, this is a country where, you know, one of the highest paid speakers in the country is Bill Clinton. And he's considered a hero in many ways. And so, and he has certainly overcome much worse than a positive drug test. So I think that Jon can overcome this. And I think if he takes the right steps towards his treatment, towards his family, and comes back to the sport when he's ready, and ready to be the role model that I know ultimately he would like to be, or at least the person he would like to be, I think he can turn this into a story where it's a young man who had to deal with stardom and overcame it.
Yeah.
But that's what happens with these situations. You either go one way or the other. You either make a happy ending, or it could be a tumultuous fall. And I really hope that that's not the case for Jon Jones.
Yeah, I hope he gets the help that he needs and he's able to overcome this and get back in the octagon very strong. Brian Stann, really appreciate your time. Thanks for joining us with this situation.
My pleasure, guys. Have a great one.
Here's what Dana White had to say. Of course, he's the commissioner of the UFC. I am proud of Jon Jones for making the decision to enter a drug treatment facility. I'm confident that he'll emerge from this program like the champion he truly is.